my primary source was only Marrow because I watch all the videos of Marrow. I started using Marrow, like I found Marrow. I asked my senior like what he's using for studying, so he told me that he's using Marrow. And then I asked my Indian friends too, and they told me that Marrow is the best in this to study. So I buy Marrow like for 2 years. So Plan C, and then I really liked Marrow, the videos, all the teachers, and the MCQs are the best in Marrow. And I really used to do MCQs, and I used to like them a lot.
Hello, guys. I welcome all of you to today's interview with a special person, Shubham Joshi, who has scored 230 numbers in the MCI screening test. And he is passed out from Philippines from the AMA School of Medicine. And this was his first attempt in July 2021. We'll try to dig deep into how did he make it in the very first attempt and with such a huge score. So first of all, Shubham, a very warm welcome to you to the interview.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been an honor for me.
And Shubham, tell me, I mean, when you got this result, right? I mean, all
Yes.
other kind of happiness we get from life, but this result of passing the MCA screening exam, it is unparalleled. So, what was your feeling? And when you disclosed your result with your parents, how was the mahal at your home?
So it was amazing. I was mesmerized by my marks because it was like 230, and I was not expecting like that because I was expecting like 200 plus, but like 230s was like amazing score. And then when I told my parents, they were really proud of me because they always supported me from the starting, and uh, and I was really happy for them, and I will do everything to make them happy. So
Yeah, great, great. So this is a great part of life. We want everyone to be happy around us and cherish these moments, Shubham,
yes.
because this kind of serotonin, no other event will release in your life. This is altogether a different kind of event when you finally get legally you're allowed to practice in India, right? Now, Shubham, tell me one thing. That is, a lot of students they will look up to you, right? And they would like to know about what is the strategy of preparation, etc. We'll go to that. But to begin with, what was your primary source of preparation for the MCI screening exam?
Sir, my primary source was only Marrow because I watch all the videos of Marrow.
Okay, so you are Plan C user in Marrow?
Yes, I was Plan C user.
Okay, okay. So using Marrow as a primary source, can you tell me a little bit? I mean, how did you get introduced to Marrow, and what is the reason that you thought of going ahead with Marrow, believing in Marrow for your MCI screening test?
Sir, so I started using Marrow. Like I found Marrow. I asked my senior like what he's using for studying. So he told me that he's using Marrow. And then I asked my Indian friends too, and they told me that Marrow is the best in this to study. So I buy Marrow like for 2 years. So Plan C, and then I really liked Marrow, the videos, all the teachers, and the MCQs are the best in Marrow. And I really used to do MCQs, and I used to like them a lot.
Okay, great. So you're guided by your seniors. So it usually happens
Yes.
kind of we kind of believe in if someone has done something, then we tend to follow their footsteps, isn't it? That's great.
Yes.
Now you know that in Marrow there are 19 subjects and 19 amazing teachers, but it happens sometimes that we tend to get influenced by some, right? So which were those few teachers from Marrow who you are really impressed with and they influenced you or your preparation?
So, sir, first of all, Rohan sir is like he teaches very well, and he's amazing personal person, and I really like him because he's always motivate me to do better. And then second is Abbas Ali sir, and I used to like watch his videos on YouTube. He used to like motivate others, and he used to tell so many strategies like how to revise, how to do not waste time in other things, how to like focus on your studies. And third is you, sir, you, because I used to like watch your videos too on YouTube, And I even watch, I even listen to Spotify, your Farmcast sessions, and that was amazing, sir. Because in my free time, I used to, like, when I was sleeping, I used to watch your Farmcast audios, and that was amazing.
So great. So actually, I would like to ask you. I mean, videos. I mean, we watch the videos and we make notes or we go through the notes. So actually, I'd like to ask you one question. I mean, every
Yes.
student has this in mind is how many hours were you able to actually pull off? How many hours of watching videos each day? I mean, did you have some target, or you're happy to go with as many hours as possible? And at the end, what was your average number of hours of watching videos?
Sir, so what I did is I used to have, like, I used to fix hours for each subject. So I have to
Hmm.
complete in that hour only, all the topics. So I did this thing, and then I completed all the subjects. Actually, I watched all the videos of Marrow, like, and I made notes by myself only.
Okay,
Leaving the
so you
Yeah,
made your own handwritten notes.
right, sir.
Great, great.
And sir, I leaving the minor subjects, I made all the notes myself for the major subjects, and that really helped because when I draw the diagrams and other write the notes, that imprint into my memory. So that was amazing for me also.
Yeah, guys. So he's telling a very important thing. I mean, see, you cannot just blindly go into preparation, right? You should have your eyes open. You should have a plan, and you should have smaller goals. Like suppose I'm gonna study 6 hours today, and so I should be able to watch this much a portion in 6 hours. So you need to give yourself small targets. You might not be able to achieve them 100%, but even if you achieve 90%, somewhere around 85, 90%, that is good enough. So that is one point which he has told us is important. You need to have smaller goals, follow them, and you'll excel and come out of that, right?
Yes, sir.
So another thing, tell me, how did you watch videos? I mean, would you just blindly go and watch the videos before that, not doing anything, or would you solve some questions from the Qbank to get a feel of what is being asked from that topic? Then you would go and watch the video, or would you watch the video then solve the Qbank? So, what was your strategy?
So, sir, I used to first of all, I used to decide, like, what subjects I have to do, which videos I have to watch. So for that, I used to think, like, I used to follow, like, if I will do anatomy, and then I will watch all the videos plus MCQs. I will do all the MCQs too, because that's important. If you want to do MCQs, then even you watch the videos later, you cannot solve the questions, because the real thing is to solve the questions mainly. So I used to do all the questions, and I used to also integrate other subjects also. Like, for example, in anatomy, I used to integrate surgery also, because it's
Okay.
like, yeah. So first of all, I will watch anatomy, and then I will watch surgery. So I feel like surgery becomes easier after that.
Great. Yeah, yeah. It happens, and actually you get kind of hang of those structures and all, which can be applied in surgery, right?
Yes.
So it is a little bit time consuming, but it is fruitful, and the
Yes.
results are amazing. And as your score can tell us. Okay, Shum, tell me something. Were you able to solve? I mean, suppose you watched videos for let us say 5 topics in a day. Now, you able to solve all the questions from the Q bank from those topics on the same day, or did you have to carry it forward to the next day?
Sir, I will only do the topics which I can solve on that day only. Otherwise, I won't do it more, because it's
Yeah,
like time.
otherwise there is no purpose, isn't it?
Yeah, no purpose for that.
Yeah, okay. So, guys, this is important. I mean, what Shom is trying to say is whenever you make a plan, right? Make a plan in such a way and make a realistic plan. Don't make a plan where you can study 20 topics in a day. It is not possible, right? So make a realistic plan and divide the day equally into half of the times for watching video and half of the time for Qbank, because both are equally important. And when you solve questions from that particular topic, it happens at some points, many points, they will get reinforced in your brain, and they will stick at some point, right? So that is also important. So Shubham, what would
Yes.
you advise to your juniors going forward? I mean, they would obviously look up to you because you have come out with such a good score. So, what would be your advice to your juniors who are gonna prepare?
Sir, I will just advise juniors to have like a strategy, because without strategy, even you study, it's not worth it, because you have to make a plan first of all, and stick to the plan is more important, because you can make thousands of timetable, but if you don't stick to them, then there is no purpose of that. So make a plan, stick to that, and find your own motivation. Don't look outside motivation, because external motivation is like temporary, but you have to find your own personal motivation inside you only. And use flashcards. I made a lot of flashcards, and use sticky wall notes. If you find something important, just put it on the wallpaper wall. And third thing is use 28 notebook, because that's very important the last time. Because so what I did is I made a 28 notebook. I watched Abbas Ali videos, sir videos, and then I made a 28 notebook. And what I did is I post all the I made it in my phone, so I post all the important screenshot, or I write one liners in that, for each subjects. So in the last
Hmm.
you can revise it, and it will be very helpful for you. So that's what I did. And also one more thing, and do all the MCQs. Like, do as much as possible MCQs, because they will boost your confidence, and that's what, in the exam you lose your confidence and you lose the exam. So you have to be confident.
Okay, great. So he has entirely told you guys how to build up your preparation from scratch. You choose a platform, like suppose you have chosen Marrow, then religiously you have to make plans, go ahead, go forward. But while you're preparing, right, while you're watching videos, solving Qbank, every day you have to do something, right, which will help you for revision, like the 20th notebook, or making while you watch the video, you'll make the flashcards, and that is what is going to help you later in revision. If you won't prepare during that phase, you'll not be able to do at the later stage. So it's a continuous grind that you have to go through. So Shubham, we look at Marrow, it looks like it's a small app, on the screen of mobile phone, but there is a lot of effort going on behind that. But I'd like to ask you, I mean, what was your relationship with Mero apart from academics? I mean, whenever you had some issues or anything, I mean, were they resolved promptly? And what was the response from the Mero team?
So, sir, if actually I don't have any issue yet, but because Marrow is like, the app is very nice, because I didn't think it lags or anything. So it's good app. And so, but once I had an issue, I messaged them on email, and they replied very like so soon. So they are very like very nice team in Marrow.
Right. So, and see, whenever you used to, so as you have already said, I mean, this thing that your day was divided into watching videos and then solving questions, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, after watching videos, I mean, approximately how many modules of Qbank would you solve? I mean, or how many questions approximately a day? Approximately, I mean, average.
Sir, so in the first starting, I don't used to solve a lot of MCQs. I was like, I used to just watch videos, because I was like, I will do
Hmm.
it later. But then I got to know that it's not working. Yeah, I have to do the MCQ first, and then move on. So I used to do like 100 or 200 MCQs in midst of
On
my
an average.
yeah,
Yeah.
in midst of my preparation, I used to do like 100 or 200 in between MC, like that.
Okay. So, guys, this again reinforcing the same point time and again. I mean, you cannot solve only QBank and expect a good result. You cannot do only videos. It has to be a mixture of both. And solving questions is important because at the end of the day, your exam is MCQ based. And solving MCQ is an art which you need to hone every day going forward, right? Um, Shubham, I mean, while solving questions or Qbank, what would you what would you advise to juniors how to make the best use of Qbank? Any three advices related to Qbank? How they can see the matter is same, the thing is same, but we can extract more out of it. So now that you have been through the jungle of Qbank, what would be your advice to your juniors related to Qbank, use of Qbank?
So use of Qbank is very important. For that, first of all, the questions you are confused, you have to bookmark them, and you can review them again on the same day or the next day. Now, second thing is, if you are in doubt of some questions, you can just write in your notes. If you think like you will forget it, then you can write in your notes so that at last you can remember it if you when you will start revising. And third thing is, if you are free, like you are not doing anything, you can just open the Qbank and you can solve some questions, so it will be better for you.
All right, great. So, guys, Qbank is a tool. I mean, you can use it whenever you go on the go, and you can be
Yes.
aggressive with Qbank. Second, he said bookmarks. Bookmarks are important, guys. Keep marking and try to attempt them at a later stage and see, I mean, if you're getting the right answer or not, right? And second, uh, did you used to give GTs, Shubham?
Yes, sir. I sir, in starting of my preparation, the first thing I did was giving a GT, and
Okay,
because I wanted to know my baseline, so I did
okay.
a GT, and I scored like 134 out of 300. So I was like
Hmm.
bit depressed about it. But then I know that I haven't started preparing yet, but it's a nice score like that. So then I started giving GTs every month. Like every month I used to give GT, and my score was were continuously increasing. So I was like confident enough, like I'm doing good. Like it tells you that you are on the right path. That's the thing for the GTs. And then I used to see my weak subjects. Like I used to see
Hmm.
which subjects are weak, and then I will focus on them more, because that's what my senior also told me, to just focus on the weak subjects more than because the strong subject you already are strong, so that's why.
Okay, great. So GTs, are important, guys. And in the beginning, as he said, he was not scoring well. If you are not scoring well in the beginning, don't take it to your heart. Right? Don't get depressed, because ask yourself how much you have covered, how much portion you have covered, how many times you've revised. Nothing, right? It's just the beginning. But does it mean that you're not going to give a grand test if you have not started studying? No, it's not like that. Giving a grand test, even if you have not started studying anything, zero, right? You still should give a grand test, because grand test, it has a lot of collateral benefits. I mean, the first time you go and give your first grand test, I mean, after 50 or 60 questions, your stamina would give up, right? You would feel like, what am I doing? So there are a lot of collateral benefits. So start giving grand tests as soon as possible, right? And Shubham, how many grand tests would you give in a month? One?
So
Or
in the starting, like one, then I started increasing the grand test. I used to give other platform grand test also, so that I can know my real marks. So
and
so I
how you're performing? Okay.
so
And how,
sir,
what was
yes sir.
yeah? And what was your score in the FMG mock? Did you give the FMG
Yes
mock test? And
sir.
what was the score there?
Sir, so I gave like from in FMG mock there was like 4 or 5 mock test. So I
Hmm.
gave every mock test and I scored. I my score was increasing. Like first of all, it was like 150 out of 80, 80 out of 150, and then
Hmm.
second one was 90 out of 150, and then at last the last one in November I gave it like I scored like 120 out of 150. So I was really happy about it.
Okay, great. So that's great improvement with your mock test. I mean, obviously, if your mock test and grand test, whatever you're giving, guys, you need to judge yourself, find your weaker areas as Shubham has did, and you need to rework upon them some way. You need to find out, right?
Yes.
And did you uh, did you practice the previous year question? keeping
Yes,
your
I
MC?
did all the previous year questions. I did NEET PG questions, and I also
Okay.
did AIMS question
How
also.
many years? How many years? How many years did you do?
So for the FMG, I did all the year questions. For NEET
Hmm.
PG, for some subject I did like 2 or 3 years, and for
Hmm.
some subjects I did like last year only.
Okay, so as many as you can incorporate it in your schedule, it is well and good
True,
just to get a feel of, how the questions are
true,
being
sir.
asked. But your primary focus, your bread and butter in your preparation would be your videos and Qbank, right? These are all,
True, sir.
sweet dish. And if it is there, if you can incorporate, you should be able to do that, but don't do it at the cost of your videos and Qbank, isn't it? Because that is what is the
Yes,
main base of your preparation. All right, great. And Shubham, when did you exactly start preparing for MCI screening? I mean, I know, right? When we are there, life goes on, moves on from months to months and years to years, and all of a sudden we realize that okay, now we have to go back to India. So earlier, what used to happen is people would come back to India, they will land here, and then they would join some coaching center. But now, the days have changed. I mean, even if no matter where you are located throughout the world, you have one smartphone and you can go ahead with that. So when you had this, awakening that okay, now finally I have to prepare for MCA, was it from the very first year when you were an undergraduate? Because that hardly happens. That hardly happens,
yes,
isn't it?
no.
You're going
Sir,
with the flow of
uh,
life.
sir,
So when is
actually,
it you exactly started?
yes, sir. So, sir, actually, I started preparing for in January. So I started
Okay.
preparing in January. And I also everything was happening because of my seniors because they were scoring good. They were like studying so much. So I was like, I have to do it. I have to do that also. So I was doing
Okay.
it. And then, sir, I find so many people like Indian friends, and on Telegram also I find someone who have cleared NEET PG, so I used to get guidance from them also. So that really
Okay.
helped because they have cleared NEET PG too. So I used to follow their strategy. I used to make like I used to get all the strategies from everyone, and then I will make my own strategy from taking parts
Yeah.
from them. So that's what
Great.
I did.
Getting inspired, but not copying blatantly, right? Getting
Right.
inspired. So you started from Jan 2021, right? So it was approximately, I mean, the serious journey with respect to MCI screening test was approximately, we can say it was 1 year, isn't it? For 1 year, you were serious. But before that, I mean, you said that you subscribed Marrow for 2 years. So
Yes,
you
sir.
had Marrow for another 1 year before that, isn't it?
No, sir. Actually, I bought it like after August in the last year. So I still have Marrow.
Okay, so all right. So you prepared for so guys, the time duration for which you prepared was around 1 year, and
Yes. Actually, I in the last 2 months I got dengue fever, so
okay,
I was admitted. So actually, I 2 or 3 weeks I was recovering, and then my family members got the same thing. So it was really hectic. So I wasted like last 2 months. That was very important for me, but I wasted it. But somehow
Hmm.
I got good marks.
Yeah. So it happens actually if you are dealing with concepts and all, and if you're working hard, right? You'll
Yes.
have all kinds of troubles. I mean, I have seen a lot of people having some kind of the other. When I was preparing for my All India PG, I had a viral fever for 15 days. I could not wake up from my bed, and I thought that my preparation is doomed, right? But it happens with all of us. Something will happen, but you do not need to
Right.
get depressed. You need to find your way around it and still keep going, right? uh, Moving towards the last stage of this interview, guys. Shubham, I mean, see, we know that does not matter how much we study, right? If you are not able to revise that, it is as good as not studying, isn't it? So
True.
revision, keeping revision in mind, I mean, how many days could you allot to revision per se?
So, sir, I asked my senior. There's like
Hmm.
she has cleared NEET PG. She got 617 marks recently.
Hmm.
So I asked her like how to prepare, how to revise. So she was like do one thing, give 2 months, for 2 months for whole revision. So I followed that. I gave 2 months, and then for each subject like 3 to 5 days maximum. And in that also, I you have to do the question banks. And for like I didn't did all the question banks. I what I did is custom modules. I made custom modules, and
Hmm.
then do that only. And then I also did PYQs with them.
Okay,
So
previous year questions.
yes, sir. So that was my strategy. So actually, for doing PYQ, you will know that what topics are very important for the exam. So I did that for that.
Yeah, because topics are repeated. Questions, if
Right, sir.
questions are not, then topics are repeated. And how many revisions could you do? How many numbers of revision?
Sir, actually, I didn't, I did one revision, very well revision, but that
Okay.
after that, I got really sick. So I forget
Oh.
everything. And then I
Uh-huh.
gave GT and I scored only 165, and I was really depressed that time. And
Okay.
then my father told me that you have only have 25 days now. So
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
I made another revision plan, and then
Hmm.
I gave 23 days for 19 subjects, and finally I
Hmm.
did all the subjects in the given amount of time. And and then in the last 2 days I did only the images from everywhere
Okay.
and gave.
Hmm. Right, guys. So you can see, I mean, at least 2 to 3 revisions are important. One is a bigger revision which he did, and another one is a mini revision which
Small.
he did for now 20 days, 19 subjects in 21, 22, 23 days, whatever it is. You have to do it, and then a micro revision. Micro revision can consist from 3 to 5 days, and where you can revise whatever you want. Like his target was to revise the images. Right? Even this time there were 60 odd images, isn't it, in the MCI screening
Right.
test? So that recent memory is going to help you, and you'll not be confused, right? Uh, Now coming to the app, what is your favorite feature in the app?
So
Because you have a lot of
favorite,
features.
I think I love GTs in the app, and
Okay, grand
and
test.
I also like bookmark section.
Okay. So bookmark is really handy, isn't it? Bookmark is
Yeah,
something which now digitally. So digital is earlier we had to bookmark with pens in the physical textbook, blue, red, black color pens,
right.
right? First bookmark, second bookmark, third bookmark. But now digitally, that has enhanced a lot. All right. So you know that in the future, the next exam is looming, right? And a lot of FMGs, they're worried, who are studying right now there in Ukraine, Russia, Philippines, China, wherever, right? And they're worried that, I mean, what should we do keeping next in mind? How should we prepare? So, what would you like to advise those guys whoever they are studying there, and does not matter, they're in first year, second year, third year, what should they do from wherever they are now, keeping next in mind?
If for the first second for the earlier year students, I will tell them
Hmm.
to buy any application like Marrow and
Hmm.
start preparing seriously, because you don't know how the paper will be, so you have to do all the
Yeah.
things. Watch the videos, do MCQs, and do not take any tensions, because you have to enjoy also your life. So you have to study with enjoyment, and
Yeah.
do and study properly with a plan. Without a plan, you it won't work. So you have to get a plan.
Yeah, so that's correct. Now, like for example, in Philippines, did
Yes.
you guys must be having groups of 10 or 20 students, right? And
Uh,
they would give you a topic for a week for pathology or pharma, isn't it? And
yes.
you would go there, and the teacher will cross question you about that topic particularly. This used to happen in Philippines or not?
Sir, we have tutorials. So
Yeah,
what they,
tutorials.
yeah, what they did is they will give a case, and then
Hmm.
when the class comes, then you have to present the case. You have to answer the following questions, and the teacher will
Hmm.
cross question you.
No, that is for clinicals, but what
Yes.
for pre-paraclinicals like pharma, physio? anatomy, patho? What do they used to do there?
Sir, we from the starting we have tutorials for that also.
Tutorials is okay, but for anatomy also they used to give you a case.
Yes, sir. They will give
But
cases.
they must be dividing, right? Today's upper limb, then lower limb, something like that.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually there is a module system. So if we are like,
Hmm.
there is a module like for the thorax, everything will be covered in that.
Okay, so actually, why I'm trying to ask him this, because I know in Russia or Ukraine there are tutorials, and be it any subject, you'll get a particular topic for that tutorial, right? And one has to prepare that topic from a standard textbook. Now, what you can do going forward, so that you'll be prepared for, you're in first year or second year, you'll be prepared for the upcoming next exam, is use Marrow exhaustively. For example, suppose antiarrhythmic drugs is my topic for tutorial, right? So what I'll do is I'll go through the antiarrhythmic drugs, try to make my own notes. See, you're an undergraduate now, you have ample amount of time. Make your own notes, revise those notes, and go in the tutorial, and then you can answer the questions asked by your teacher. So it will solve two purposes. Once, you are ready for a tutorial. Second, you are ready for the next exam from now itself, because you have made the notes, and now you can revise those notes, re-revise, right, during your exam, university exam. And just before the exam, just imagine, when you reach to your fourth year or fifth year, final year, and you go to the exam, you have all ready-made notes of all the subjects which you have already studied and revised 2 to 3 times, right? So it's solving dual purpose, and try to solve some questions as well, so that you can get the hang out of it. So guys, if you are worried about next, then don't worry about next. It is just another exam with the same kind of questions will be asked. But nevertheless, make your undergraduate period count, your days count over there wherever you are studying. And I know there is a lot of time. Saturdays and Sundays are, totally free, and try to make good use of those times. Try to make good use of a fantastic app like Marrow, which you guys have. Earlier, people did not have access even to quality standard text, but forget about an app like Marrow, right? So, Shubham, with all these hardships that you guys go through there, I know about those, right? You're washing your clothes, and some guys cooking food and all, and being away from parents and all. So all that, hard work, it comes into fruition, right, when it comes alive, when you get a rank like this. And the happiness is to get the hell out of this, vicious cycle of MCA screening exam. So beyond this, I mean, I'd like to tell you that this is just the beginning. I mean, this is not at all the end of your struggle. This is just welcome to hell, I'd like to say, this on a lighter note. And you are now going to be on the very first step of the medical education. And once after that, you do your internship with such a good score. I'm telling you, you'll be able to crack the NEET PG exam as well, right? So
Yes.
keep hustling, and the same. And you see, you are 70% prepared for NEET PG, right? Because with the knowledge you have, you can qualify NEET PG. The only art you need to learn now is to, how to snatch a seat away from someone else by solving some more questions correct in the exam. So I have no doubt you'll excel in life. You'll crack NEET PG as well. And once you crack it, I mean, I just want to know what is it that you want to do in future? I mean, MD or MS, what do you want to be?
So I want to do MD in medicine or pedia.
Okay, medicine or pediatrics. That's great. So Shubham, my best wishes to you from the entire team Marrow, and we are as much happy as you are, and our endorphin levels are as elevated as yours is, looking at your score. And all of us, we wish you the very best in future, and you go miles. More power to you, and achieve whatever dreams you have ever thought of. Make yourself proud, your parents proud, and happy everyone, each one around you. Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been an honor to give an interview. It was like a dream for me. Thank you so much, sir.